Dr. Lim here. Till today, we have been promoting Sunya in many places for more than 2 years now. Yet there are many queries about Sunya. Is it a kind of meditation? How to practice Sunya? What is the use of Sunya? Is it Buddhism? What is the difference from Vipassana, and etc. and etc. Last Friday, I put out the first Sunya talk. Even though I explained clearly why we should practice Sunya and how to practice it, yet we still receive the question of how to practice it? What is the use of Sunya? We already explained clearly. Why are people still asking about something that we already explained? This has to do with the way our mind is working. You see, when we learn something new, we are always associated with something we already know. The more the new learning is associated with the known fact, the easier for you to learn it. For example, in history, some Red Indian never built ships or seen the ships. So when a European ship or yacht appeared in front of them, they could not describe what they have seen to their tribal people. They have not seen hot weapons. So when first met with guns and cannon, that instilled huge fear within them, and a few hundred Spanish soldiers can vanquish an army of 10,000 people. This is what we call the suffering from ignorance. Ignorance can cause untold suffering. Many people are conditioned by the thinking that happiness is associated with material achievement. When we teach something empty, can be very powerful and make you happy. This goes against the experience of many people, and it will take some time to understand it. So the question of what is the use of Sunya will be asked again and again. Even if you have explained it many times to them, in the training of Sunya, the concept of Sunya, you have to repeat it again and again until it becomes a familiar concept. Only then some people can understand Sunya properly. Few people will think that emptiness can bring in happiness. They think that if you have a big and good car, you should feel happy. When you have a huge and beautiful bungalow house, you should feel happy. When you have millions of dollars in your bank account, you should feel happy. Is that so? No. Let me explain. In life, the more choices we have, the happier we are. Even a bad choice is better than no choice. So in meditations, sometimes we ask a student to ask the then what question. For example, a young man would like to go to university and become an engineer. So he fulfills his dream and become an engineer. Then what? Then he needs a good job. Then what? Then he needs a good car. Then what? Then he needs a good house. Then what? Then he needs a good and beautiful wife. Then what? Then he needs children. Then what? Then the children needs to go to university to become an engineer. Then the life back to square one. What he wants from life will never end, you know. And he will never become really happy. When it comes to choice, the first problem is our demand for choices never ends. And we are never really happy. That's why all religions ask you to cut down your choice and expectation in life. Then we come to another problem. Some people glorify poverty and anti the wealthy. Will poverty bring happiness to mankind? No. Poverty led to 300,000 farmers committed suicide in India for the last 10 years. Poverty leads to malnutrition and creates untold suffering in many places. Poverty leads to crime and violence on the surface of the earth. The world becomes ugly because of poverty. So being in poverty is not the answer for us to create a happy society. If poverty cannot bring in happiness, how about tons of money in the bank? Will it bring real happiness? Let us analyze it. Now, just think of another aspect of what, then what? What if you have millions of dollars in the bank, you have a good house, you have a good car, you have all your sons and daughters are educated and have good jobs? Are you happy? No. You end up as an alcoholic, drug addict, or lost your mind and stay in mental asylum. Why is it so? Because you have lost choices in life. No choice will make a person mad and lead him to become alcoholic, drug abuser, or become cracko, mentally ill. Let me explain. Let's say you're born in a rich family and never worried about money. When you want to buy a good car, you buy a good car. When you want to buy a good house, you buy a good house. When you want to travel to any good place, you go to the good place. Will you be happy? Never. Why? Because you lost the choice in life. For a normal person, when we want to buy a car, we need to make choices. This car is glamorous, looks sporty, but it is very costly. I need to pay a lot of installment per month. This car is cheaper, but it looks like a matchbox. It's not presentable, and people may look down on me. So you flip-flop between a costly car and a cheaper car before you make up your mind which one to buy. You have a choice. Similarly, for the house, for your job, and for your career, you have a choice. For the rich son from the very rich family, he will get what he wants, and he loses the choice. Then he started to feel his life was blank and uninteresting. Then to make himself excited, he normally end up alcoholic or drug abuser or acts like a freak. We also see many successful film stars, actors, businessmen. When they are successful, they become drug addicts, alcoholics, or even a freak. Why? Because they lost the choice in life. There's a reason many super rich decided to donate most of their wealth for social welfare rather than give it to the son and daughter. Because this wealth will make them lose their choices in life, will ruin the sons and daughters rather than give them a good life. What should we do now? If we leave everything and live in poverty, the world becomes ugly and there's no happiness. But we have all the wealth in the world, we lost choices in life and feel empty, there's no real happiness too. So in poverty, we are not happy. In absolute wealth, we are also not happy. How to become happy then? The answer is to practice Sunya and become happy. Peace and prosperity is the only answer to real happiness in life. Now, due to time constraint, I'm very busy today. I stay with you till here. And we shall talk about how to bring peace and prosperity in the next Sunya talk. And what is the main difference between Sunya and other meditation schools? Or is it a religion and etc.? We shall discuss about it. So see you in the next Sunya talk. Bye-bye.